Morning, 10th grade. How you doing this morning? I think about you a lot. We pray for you all as instruction class. And I'm thinking about that. How does it feel to anticipate something, anticipate baptism, and then all of a sudden it don't come, and you have to wait, and you have to wait. And we as humans don't like waiting. I wonder how are you doing with this waiting? Um, Let me encourage you that waiting on baptism really shouldn't discourage you too much. Let me encourage you this way. It's not hindering your relationship with God. Now, yes, it's not making that public statement, but as I think of you as 10th graders, that you have opportunity to continue to grow. And I'll tell you a secret, that I am assured that if you live to be very old at all, that this is not the only time you're going to have to wait. This is not an isolated experience in life. It is life. Wait, wait, wait. The challenge is, though, to use this wait for good. So, please, 10th grade, if I can encourage you this morning, read your Bibles. Encourage other people. Do what you can to build your relationship with God. Don't just fret and complain about waiting. There we go. You didn't know I was going to give you that sermon this morning. That's your devotions. Or no, that's my devotions to you this morning. Yeah, I wonder how you made out with the other lesson. If you were feeling like I was yesterday, it was just kind of weary. Maybe, I hope you weren't feeling that way. I was just like, ooh. Well, I thought if you felt anything like I did, today we deserve a lighter day. Isn't that right? Isn't that the way we humans think? I don't know that we do. But anyhow, I'm going to do a little lighter. We're going to do, start out on page 23. We'll do 23 there, 24, 25. And you don't have any work till page 26. We'll do the top of that page there. You're not supposed to see that optional thing, okay? You're not supposed to see that, but this is an optional thing, an optional part. But, and then we're going to do self-test too, okay? So we'll do, actually the work you will do is page 26, 27, 28, and 29. A little bit on 30 yet. So we will do self-test 2 and the top of that page there. I'm going to do some of them for you. There's not much work. So basically self-test is what you shall do. This is a shortcut, and they call it synthetic diagramming, or, whoa, where did I get that? Division. I would rather do adding and subtraction. Ain't that kind of how you felt? Adding and subtraction is easier than this division. But this lesson here kind of gives you a shortcut. It gives you a little trick. Now the only way this trick will work that we're learning today is if you have the first number has to be an x. The only way you can use this if you're x negative 3. If you're dividing, well, there you can't see that. X negative 3. You can't have a 2x 3y or something like that. You can't have that. We will learn to do that in the future, it says, which I don't know if we will, because we're just doing the first 5 books. If we'll get to that or not, I kind of question whether we will. But when your number is x3 divided into another number, you just simply, well, read your instructions, look down over them. But what you do, you just simply throw away all your variables. Every variable you get rid of. And so I think the easiest way for me to explain this here is I'll just show you. So if you are on page 26, number 242, you look right up here and I copied the problem the way you normally do it. And we could have worked this problem out, okay? You know, the way we did it the other day, you could have sat down and you could have worked that problem right out. Okay, there's a little shortcut though. What we're going to do is we're going to throw away all the variables and put numbers where the letters are. Okay, so we threw the X out. Got that? And if you look here, I made it a positive 1. That's one thing you need to do to simplify this. The synthetic is to make it easier, is you reverse that sign. Whatever the sign is in your divisor, the one outside the box, you reverse it. And then you can add. Otherwise, you have to subtract. And you know how you subtract every time you have to flip your subtract hand sign because you're working with negative and positives. So this way, just flip the divisor sign, and then you can just add. And that's the reason you do that. Now, if we get in here, you'll get it. Or no, if you have read the lesson, you understand how this works. I am just explaining to you. I'm skipping some of that there information. So now, I copied the x3, that's a 1. The x4, I just copied negative 4. The positive 4x, I just copied the positive 4. And then the 1, I just brought it down. So I replaced the x with a 1. Okay, so now I go 1 times 1 is my answer. Now you see how I moved it over here? I put it over here. 1 times 1 is 1. So that's my answer for right there. Now I add 1 and negative 4. Okay, and normally you would subtract that. But because we flipped this sign, now I can just add. It makes it a lot easier. So 1 and negative 4 is negative 3. And also, I brought this 1 straight down here. You always have to bring him down here. I got a different color. Yeah, I like a different color. Now, the next step is you go 1 times 3. Okay, you got a negative and a positive, so that makes you a negative answer. That's your divisor for the next one. 1 times 3 is negative 3. Now you add negative 3 and 4, which makes you positive 1. Okay? See what we're doing here? Now you take this answer here, go 1 times 1. 1 times 1 is 1. So now that's your answer for here, is 1. Now that you have the 1 here, you have a negative 1 and a positive 1 that makes you 0. This is actually your remainder, okay, for your answer. See if I can't get you a different color here. For your answer, you have a 1, and then you will not use this here exponent. You know how that works. You use your second exponent. So you have 1x squared. Whoa, let's get rid of that 1. That's against the rule. So you have x squared, and that's going to be a positive x, okay, so we don't have to worry about that. X squared, negative 3x, because see, here I'm going to this back term. See, I got x2 here, x here, and then I have positive 1, and then my remainder is 0. Can you see that? Looks like a shadow. X squared, negative 3x, positive 1. And if you'd have worked that problem out, that's exactly what you'd have got. If you'd have done it the long term. All right. Yeah, let me just erase that there so we got room to work. And let's go to the next one. If you don't quite understand it, that's all right. Don't get frustrated. We're going to do a bunch of them here today. You have x negative 2, x3, x2, x1. I didn't say all the coefficients, all the numbers. I just told you the letters. Okay, now I turn this thing upside down. And here, this is x3, so that means that's a 1. This here, I brought my 6 down. I brought my 3 down. I brought my 1 down. Okay, you with me on that? You know how to set that up? Just simply bring your numbers down. Let your variables go. And let their exponents as well. Variables and exponents, throw them out. You don't pay attention to them. So here you bring your 2 down, throw your x out. But now watch out. Did you remember? Change the sign. From a -2, made it a +2. Always change that sign, or else you'll have to subtract instead of adding. Okay? Ready to go again? 2 times 1 is 2. And they're both positive numbers, so I put my 2 here. And now I add 2 and 6 make me +8. Are you with me? Real quick, 2 times 8. 2 times 8. Oh yeah, I brought the 1 down here already. 2 times 8 is 16. And it's both positive, so it's +16. Add 16 and 3 makes you 19. Pretty easy. 2 times 19, 38. Wow. Simple, isn't it? And this works, okay? This is no joke. This is no goof. This is actually math. 2 times, oh no, we're done. 2 times 19 is 38, and now you add 38 and 1 is 39. Now remember, this is the remainder. Okay? So we reverse back, and your first one is 1. Now, remember, we don't go x3, we go to the next number back. Your answer is always 1 less. Okay? So you got x2, x squared. This is a 1, but I didn't put him down this time, I kept him off. And now you brought your 8 down, and you had x squared, so you just have single x. Now you bring your 19 down. Always bring your positive or negative, whatever they are, just bring them straight down. And there is no more x. This was your last one, so this one is nothing. And that means your remainder is 39. And it's 39 over, this is your divisor, x -2. Don't put your 2, okay? Don't put your 2, you have to put your x -2. When you're finishing it out, you have to go back to your regular term, x -2. So, your answer is x squared +8x, +19, 39 over x squared. Or negative x -2, if I say it right. Okay, now let's start over from 0. Okay, if you want to grab a piece of paper, you can do that. If you want to follow along here on the board, you can do that. We're going to do just the very next one, 2, 4, 4. And let's see what we got here. 2, 4, 4 is x plus 1. X plus 1. And you don't have to do all these steps, but I will do them here. You can reverse and do the bottom one right to start with, but I will not. To help x3, I like to have it right here, -7x squared, +8. +8. Yeah, that's our problem. Can you see that? Now, I simply rewrite this problem with only the numbers. So I got 1 outside, and then you turn the box upside down. I'm not sure exactly why, I can't explain that, but that's the way they did. And so here I got x3, so that means a 1. Here is a -7, and here is a +8. So, are you ready? I had a positive sign here, I have to have a negative sign. Okay, 1 times 1 is 1, what? Negative. 1 negative, okay, I add 1 negative and 7 negative, that makes me 8 negative. All right, 1 times 8 is 8, and they're both negatives, so that makes me a +8. Is that right? When you're adding, you make the same sign, but when you're multiplying, you change like signs, make you positive. +8 and +8, you're adding here, makes you 16 positive. Can't hardly see me, can you? Now, did you get that? That you multiply times this bottom number, and then you add here. So that's a different method that you use your negative and positive signs. So watch out when you're flipping back and forth, adding, dividing. Don't get mixed up on which way to use your signs, because it will make a difference in the answer. Okay, and now we are done, I guess. So, you back up here. I got the 1 here. You can bring down the 1. So, that's just understood. So that'll be x. We won't put the 1 here. And you was x3, so you're going to still x2. x2. Now bring down your -8, and he is going to be just plain, why weren't you telling me? Have you caught what happened? I caught myself right here. You see, when you do not have all the exponents, you have to add zeros. And we were supposed to add a 0 there. You see here we don't have a single x. We got an x3, x2, and we missed the 0, x1, the regular x. Woo, hang on. Sorry, I didn't. See where I worked them out earlier so that I can catch my mistakes without you seeing my blunders. So here we go, back and back up again. We're not quite ready to get this answer. Let's back up here. Let's put 0 in there. Now, let's see here. We're going to erase this here. We want 1 times 1 is -1. We have -8. 1 times -8 is going to be +8. So we're going to put the +8 here with the 0. We add this here. This makes us +8. And now we go 1 times 8 is 8 again. Opposite signs makes us a -8. And we had a +8 here. And so we're going to add that, and that makes us 0. Oh, are you with me now? Did I confuse you because I got mixed up? That's one thing you got to watch is pay attention to, and 0 is not negative and positive, so you have to pay attention that they keep, if they don't have them in, you have to substitute. You remember, you did that yesterday. It's nothing new. I just forgot to do it here. The first 2 didn't have it, so I always thought I was going. So now I'm ready to go. Back again. I got -1, so I've got x squared. And then I've got -8, and I have got x, single x, and then I've got a +8, and then my remainder is 0. I can just drop it. So my answer is x squared -8 +8. Let me check that to be sure. See if I can find that. Yeah, that's correct. Let's see. Which other one would you like to try? The biggest one? Oh, okay. You tell me which one's the biggest one. Yeah, let's try. Looks to me like I did the last couple. They're pretty easy. Let's do number 49. We'll go down and do 40x plus 2. You got that answer? This was number 44, or was that 43, 44? Yeah, 244. Right there's your answer, 244. Write them in. Don't fret about them. Unless you just want to do them again. 249. Okay, here we go. X plus 2. X plus 2. And I like to copy it out of the book so I have it correctly. Is 5x3. 5x3. Negative 12x squared. Negative 36x. Negative 36x. Negative 16. That look right to you? Okay, here we go. Reverse this thing, only copy down the numbers. Okay, what's the first number I need? 2. Let's do it while we're at it. Let's change the sign, make him a -2. Okay. 5, whoops, I don't want to put it down there, I want to put it up here. 5. negative 12, negative 36, negative 16. Pull that over so I can stand on the side and you can still see me. I don't know why, you don't want to see me anyhow, do you? Well, sorry about that. You still have to look at me. 2 into 2 times 5 makes us 10 negative. Is that true? Okay. Now, I have to add them. And it makes me 22 negative. Use the sign and adding, like signs add. So now I've got 22 negative, and I go 2 times 22 is 44. I got both negative signs. Is it positive or negative? Positive or negative? Positive, you're right. Okay. And now I add 44 and 36. When you're adding opposite signs, you subtract. So that makes me 8 positive. Are you with me? Do you agree with me? I'm asking, do you agree with me? That's what I'm asking when I ask you, are you with me? Is that right? Okay. I wish you were here, because I don't know myself sometimes. I gotta think. Now, 2 times 8 is 16. And that is going to be a opposite sign to make a negative number. Add it is negative 32. Okay, did I make any mistakes? I don't know. I don't know either. Okay, so we bring down the 5. We got 5x squared negative 22x positive 8. Looks to me like we got a remainder, which you knew that, didn't you? Negative x plus 2. 5x squared, negative 22x. Let's check that out. And we did number 249 is 5x squared, negative 22x positive 8, 32 over x negative 2. That's right. I did make one tiny little mistake here. This 32, this negative sign was supposed to be here for both of them, not just up there. It should be for the whole remainder, negative. All right, you ready for me to quit? Maybe you want me to do one more either. I'm wanting to do one more. However, there we go. Take a little off of blaming you. Let's do that very last one. You have x negative 3, x negative 3, and I'm going to write it here in the thing. It's x4 negative, x4 negative, oh no, positive, the last one, positive 81. That's a little simple one, isn't it? And that's not hard. Are you ready? Okay, copy down the numbers. Upside down, we're going to go 3. Remember, we're going to, first thing is change the sign. Do that right away. If you don't change the sign right away, you got the big chance of missing it. So now we copy down x, that's going to be a 1. And then, don't get fooled here, what do? Actually, I'll help you out a little bit. I wondered if you caught it or not. You see there's going to be a bunch of numbers in between there because you have 4 here. So here I got 1, 4, then I got 0, 3, 0, 2, 0, 1, and then I've got positive 81. So I put 81 plenty far back here, it looks like. You see how I had to fill in there? Positive 81. Is that part clear to you? You see, you have to have the place values of each one, which if you don't, you won't be able to get the correct answer. Ready to go. 3, and you treat them just exactly the same. 3 times 1 is 3 positive. That's 3 positive. And now I add 3 and 0. Boy, that's a hard one. 3 plus. Okay, now we go 3 times 3 is 9. Positive. And so 9, that's plus 9. 3 times 9 is 27. Add 27. This is getting to be a little bit old here, isn't it? It's getting old. 3 times 27 is, who knows what 3 times 27 is? Okay, 3 sevens is 21, and 2 threes, 3 7, 2 3 6 plus 2 is 81. Whoa! Positive 81. Oh, add 81 and 81. This is getting too big. I'm glad we didn't have to add too many more zeros. And this is 2, 162 positive. All right. Are you ready to write the answer? The answer is going to be 1. Whoa. Let's go x to the 4th power, so we'll go x3. You got to go 1 back. Okay, plus, now we'll bring down a 3, plus 3x squared plus 9x plus 27. And we knew we had a remainder here because he was the last term, so the remainder is 162 over x negative 3. X negative 3. And it's a positive answer, so yeah, we don't, I guess we could put a positive there, I don't know. Don't think we have to. There you go. I like this shortcut. I hope that for the rest of this book, for the rest of this year, we'll have it easy, and that all the x's, all the divisors have an x. Now they say you can do it with another one that tells you there on top of page 26. I don't know how to do that. They say you can explore it on your own. If we had the other light units, maybe we could look back there. You Google, you can find out that way too. So here we go. You enjoy the day, and thanks for listening.